Hello, welcome to the Chit Chat Knits podcast. My name is Darcy, and this is
Katie.
And we are the makers at Chit Chat Knits. It's been 2 weeks, and we're back again. Today is Sunday,
April 12th.
April 12th, yep. So we've been doing pretty well on
Keeping
on our
consistent.
2-week.
Yeah, that's kind of usually our sweet spot. I know with a lot of traveling and between work, you know what, we can make it happen, and I'm really proud that we do.
Yeah.
And we're so happy that you join us whenever you can. If it's every 2 weeks, every 2 months, whenever you stop by, we are so happy that you are here.
We appreciate you coming back. And if you're new today, we're glad you found us, and we're happy to have you.
Yes.
So, like we said, today is Sunday, April 12th. It is spring here.
Yes,
spring
happy
is coming. It's so nice. We're starting to see signs of spring, and it's so nice. I was listening to some Canadian, I like the Cozy Up Knits girls, and I was listening to their podcast, and they were talking about how they had feet of snow still.
Wow.
And Noelle and Kelly on the Yarn Cafe.
I think so.
Yeah. We're also talking about having feet of snow. And I was like, oh, I'm so glad we don't.
Yep. I am very, very happy it's spring. If you're new or returning, you might know that Darcy and I are runners, and we are training for a race coming up. And we've been training outside the majority of the time. And I have a beautiful paved trail by my house in the Twin Cities that I've been running, and just to get the mileage in. But then I'm also seeing, turtles sunning themselves on the pond. I am seeing, little ducks and ducklings hatching, and frogs peeping. And it's just life's little joys that I've been taking in this springtime.
Yes, frogs are my favorite.
What would you say? Yeah, I know you just kind of answered. What's your favorite thing about
frogs.
Spring?
The other thing I love, and if you've been here, that there's a lake, right? We're looking out at a lake out here, and ice out is always an exciting thing. And so then as soon as the ice goes out, we start seeing the ducks and the birds. And I haven't seen a loon yet.
I haven't either. I did hear one.
But we usually have a family of loons that lives out here. Yeah, so that's always fun when they start coming around. I did see a couple of swans out there the other day, and that's always pretty to see. So.
Yeah, pairs of trumpeter swans. There's a trail over by my parents' house too, and there's all the wildlife I get to see too. So what's your favorite thing about spring? Comment below. We'd love to hear.
Right? Maybe we should give a bag away.
Yes, absolutely. Let's do that.
We'll give a sandy bag to someone who answers. Yeah, and we'll probably podcast again in 2 weeks. So
yes,
you have 2 weeks to do it. Well,
there's been some knitting.
Yes, I have a big finish. If you are here, you remember that my granddaughter Ori asked for a sweater. If you go back 2 or 3 episodes, I went down to visit, and she came to me with a picture book, and she had it was a color stripe thing. And she said, Grammy, I want you to make me a sweater like this. And so I was like, okay, you want a sweater? I'll knit you a sweater. So the next day we went to the Sow's Ear in Verona, Wisconsin, which is a yarn shop. It's a great yarn shop, coffee shop. And she picked out the yarn. And then that was on Saturday. And then by the time I left on Thursday, I had her sweater finished. Yeah. But she's little, she's
little.
4.
She's
so
4.
It was quick. But she wanted it striped. So of course I had to buy all these different colors. Well, then she said, Grammy, you need a sweater too. And so I thought, I'll be going down there again in a few days. And I thought, well, I'm going to make myself a sweater to match her sweater.
I think that is going to be the best reveal. Yeah. I can just imagine you picking her up from school
wearing it.
wearing it. She's going to lose her mind.
Yeah. And when I was down there, or Grandpa was there after I was there, and she told Grandpa that she loved her sweater and she couldn't even put it in the drawer because it had to be folded on top of her dresser so that it stayed nice. But
You know what's really funny? That's what I do with the sweater that you knit me for my birthday. It's on my dresser because I want to look at it at all times.
That's sweet.
Aw,
So here
let's
is
see.
my sweater. It was too warm to put it on today, but here it is.
Aw.
And yep, stripes that match. Now, I didn't use, well, of course I didn't use the same pattern because she's a child, but they have an adult version of the sweater I made her. But I kind of wanted to go a little bit different. So what I used is the Stripe Hype sweater by Veronika. Let me make sure I have it right. Yes, it's Kutova Kika. I think that's Veronika Lindberg. It's the same as did the Salty Days.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
So I've knit 2 of her patterns recently. And the only thing, well, things I did differently. I did not want as much ease. And my yarn was a little bit thicker than what she calls for. It's closer to a worsted and she calls for a DK. So I went down a needle size and then I also went down a size.
Okay.
Because I also did not, I didn't want a big oversized. I didn't want it so oversized.
You wanted a nice kind of, not fitted, but, you know.
Yeah. And again, we'll get some pictures outside and put in here somewhere in here so you can see what it looks like on. Sometimes the oversized sweaters have so much
Under the
extra
arms.
arm. Yeah. And I really didn't, for me, I didn't want that. And then the other thing I did, because I went without as much ease, I like to take a few stitches out here in the waist.
I remember you saying
And then because I have more of a hourglass shape, I guess, rather than an apple shape, pear shape.
Pear shape.
So I take a few out. I shouldn't say hourglass shape. No.
We're built the same though.
Pear shape, pear.
I was going to say, I'd say we're more pears because we're built pretty similar.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm built more like you than my own mother.
That sort of gave a different, yeah. No, pear, yeah. Okay, so I like my sweaters to just be a little bit less right here and then go out at the hips. So I tend to do a little shaping there.
Yep.
So
Looks nice.
Those are the modifications I made. I did do the different color on the neck, but I did not do it on the sleeve or the hem. But otherwise, pretty much.
Pretty similar.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm really going to be able to wear it this spring because it's pretty warm.
Well, you did put it on, and then you're like,
no.
Katie, I can't. I need to change. It is way too warm.
Too warm. But that's okay.
That is okay. It is in the 70s today. So.
It is. Now, and yesterday it was what, in the 40s?
Yeah. And rainy
know.
and stormy. We were
Don't know
woken
what
up
we're going to get.
by a good old-fashioned thunderstorm this morning. So,
but a very well-written pattern. And you know what? It was really nice on the sleeves. The decreases fell at the beginning of each stripe.
oh, that's nice.
I know. So it was really nice for remembering where to do the decreases. I think, the other thing I did when I got down to the ribbing, I added some extra decreases because I know me, a wider sleeve just doesn't really work for me, especially playing instruments. You can get caught on the string ends.
Oh, I've done that so many times.
Yeah. So I prefer a sleeve that snugs up on my wrist. So I'm not those little.
Yep, it happens where the strings are tied by the bridge. Yes, you'll get hooked on plenty of things.
And then you can get a big snag in your
snag,
sweater.
and you don't want that.
No, so I brought mine down.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the knitting I did on this, we made a quick trip to my family, visit my family in Nebraska over Easter weekend. And again, Mr. Chit Knits likes to drive, so that means I got to knit.
Which is nice.
Yeah,
Which is
and
very
I
nice.
could bang it out because I started this on April 22nd.
March 22nd?
March 22nd. We haven't reached April 22nd yet. March 22nd. And finished it on
April
April
6th.
6th. And that was how many days?
16.
16. So that was pretty fast for a
Sweater. And I mean, you've
sweater.
been really knitting a lot of sweaters, girl.
I know.
Yeah, it's
I know.
I mean,
it's
I
my
love
year
it.
of sweaters, I guess.
I love it.
Yeah, I keep seeing sweaters I want to knit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Do what you enjoy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. If something catches your eye, you go for
You
it.
just do it. Yeah. Yep. All right, so that's a finished object.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I have one more finished object.
Uh-huh.
Okay, this is fast. All right, I just have to show this, even though it's a real quickie project. I crocheted a pot holder yesterday.
So cool.
Isn't it cute? And this pattern is the Folded Pot Holder by Michelle Gibbs. Folded Pot Holder by Michelle Gibbs, and it's a free pattern on Ravelry. And I have made so many of these pot holders. I just love them. Although I haven't made any for you.
That's okay.
But what I like about them is they're double.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice and thick.
Mm-hmm.
And I just use sugar and cream. What's the color? Mango Madness.
That is really cute. I really do like that.
Yeah, good colors.
Mm-hmm.
And I am making a bunch of these pot holders because my youngest son is buying a house, first home. I'm so happy for him.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, of course I'm buying towels and dish towels and
Mm-hmm.
whatever else I think would be fun.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm going to plan to make a few of these for him.
And it's such an exciting time too. And I know that he'll appreciate those.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, when someone's moving, those little staples,
Yeah.
you know, you don't realize until you need them.
Right.
And you do a good job of thinking of pretty
Well,
much
so
everything.
do you. Yes, she put a whole basket. My youngest son is her high school friend,
Yep.
and she put a whole basket full of little things in there.
Yes.
Which, you
It's
know, when
always
you
so fun and
move
exciting
into
to
a
do.
home.
Yeah.
That was so nice. Yep. And I'm going to appreciate all the cleaning things because I'm
Yes.
sure I'll be wiping out the cupboards and
Mm-hmm. You know, I did get those things for him, but really kind of for you too. Let's just be real.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, so if you're looking for a fun, I haven't even weighed how much I used. I just finished it. So not a whole, but you know what? A friend of mine, she'll then take what's left and put it with a solid color
Oh, fun.
or, you know, to use up what's there. So you can
Mhm.
kind of scrap it up too. But, and again, it's free pattern. It knits, or it crochets quickly. And then you have I did it in the car while we were
Mhm.
riding. I was riding, she was driving yesterday.
Yeah.
I went shopping.
It was a fun day. We'll talk more about that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. All right.
All
so
right,
now
whips.
whips.
Well, do you want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whip it up.
So unfortunately, I love that. Good one. I love it when she catches me like that. So I have some explaining to do. I know oftentimes on the cast we talk about detours. This one was, I cut bait on this one. It wasn't a detour. It was. But I was working on a hat pattern that, I started knitting and it wasn't jiving with me. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe I read something wrong. I'm going to rip it out and start it again. Started it again. Still did not like how it was looking. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to move on. So it looks like I haven't gotten a whole lot done, but after tearing it out twice, I got pretty far. I'm just about ready to switch needles. So I did switch to a new pattern, and I am very excited about this. I'm loving it. It's just a little bit more smooth sailing that, oh, this is great. That was a great pun. You know why? Smooth sailing, because this is the Maine Sea Captain's hat pattern by Fiber of Maine. And I am loving this. And of course, you know, it's flowing a lot easier for me.
Yeah.
And it's just working out much better. This is for my dad. I'm knitting him a new hat because his other one was a little too snug for him. So I'm almost done with the ribbing. This little part is going to fold up. So I'm very, very excited about that. And I'm kind of nerdy when it comes to sea captains, shipwrecks, all that. We're not too far from the Great Lakes, and you and I and Mr. Chit Knits have gone to museums, lighthouses,
Maritime.
Yes,
and Superior in Lake Michigan.
Any sort of documentary, like I've probably watched it, so it'll be fun. And of course, you know, it's easy to remember the pattern. So, yes,
is that a free pattern or a paid for pattern?
I don't remember. If I think I might have purchased it if I remember correctly, but. Yes, I love how it's showing the pattern. Like the yarn is from our dear friend Sarissa at Twisted Oak Farmstead. So I knew I wanted to do something special with this yarn, and I am very, very happy with how it's turning out. It'll keep Dad very nice and warm. I just need to remember to tell him never throw it into the dryer. Yep. And yes, that was my slight detour, but I am very excited. Just trying to balance everything too between training for this run that we're doing and knitting a pattern and juggling work. You know, I was really hoping to get this done this weekend, but it will for sure be done by the next cast. You know,
it's not a race.
Life.
There's no.
Yes. Yep. And, you know, it's just been such a good stress reliever, unwind time. It's been wonderful just to sit and knit on this.
Right.
So.
And we need to remember that our knitting is for fun and relaxation, not to fly through, you know, unless you really enjoy that. You know, we need to keep it fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I remember the ladies at our retreat would also tell me, like, there's project knitters, and then there's people that are more journey knitters and
process.
And I could be a little bit of both. But yes, I think I'm just so excited to be able to gift this to my dad that I'm like, okay, let's get this done, because I also have other projects in mind too.
Right.
So,
more things coming.
More things coming.
Yep. Well, I have another sweater knit.
I love this.
Crazy. So this one you may have, if you're out on Ravelry or watching other casters, you may have seen the Prospect Tee. And this is by Tori Yu. Now mine looks a little different. I'll tell you why. So let's get back. Let's start with yarn. Okay, interrupting chicken. Okay, so I bought this organic trio yarn. It's actually a light fingering weight. It's by Hjertegarn, Denmark. And I probably said that wrong, but it is 50% organic merino wool, 25% organic cotton, and 25% silk. And the color's 5028. Yeah, 5028. So not a color name, but it's sort of a mulberry color. This is actually showing up pretty well on the camera. And what I liked the way the yarn is, the texture in the pattern and the texture in the yarn to me are just a really good fit.
Yeah.
I've really liked it. This yarn is, I think it's 230 meters for 50 grams. So that came, I believe, if I have this right, it was about 252 yards in 50 grams. So that would be about around 500 yards in 100 grams. So it's quite light fingering. And it's also like the overall weight is pretty light. I think the silk in there really makes it light. And I just love the feel of it. I'm really excited to soak it in some soak and block, and we'll wash and then block it. But again, the pattern is, I think it had around 6 inches of ease.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I didn't want it that oversized.
Right.
So I went down a needle size and I went down a size. So I'm making this the small, the size 2. I will either usually wear a small or a medium.
Mm-hmm.
But I went a little bit smaller so that it would be not quite as oversized.
Mm-hmm.
I have a beautiful skirt that Katie gave me, floral skirt, but it's going to be great with. And I thought, well, our band played for a church service this morning. I thought, I'm going to make this sweater. I started it Monday morning, and I'm going to be wearing that sweater on Sunday morning. Well, no.
It would have been a cool crop top, let me tell you that.
Well, yeah, no. Yeah, there's a lot of knitting in this.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of knitting.
Yep.
Yeah. The other thing I did is the sleeve is just a little cap sleeve with a very short little ribbing on it on the pattern. And I'm of the age where I prefer a little more sleeve.
Mm-hmm. So you lengthened it a little bit.
So I just lengthened them. And actually it looks kind of funky, but it works. It works. So, and again, I'm doing my shaping that I like. And, I heard another podcaster talking about this week. You can make the pattern yours. Mm-hmm. You can make adjustments for what you like, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. It took me a really long time to figure that out, that it's okay. You don't have to knit it exactly like what somebody else did. You can make adjustments, and you know what? If it doesn't work out, it's only knitting.
Yep.
Just go back. It's fine.
And if you're more comfortable and confident with those modifications, I think you'll get more enjoyment out of them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. You'll feel better in it. I know I'll feel better in it because it's the shape.
Mm-hmm. Like when you made the modifications on mine.
I did that on yours too.
Yep. I was going to say, and all the things that you've knit me, you've done that. And I really appreciate that.
Right.
Because it flatters my shape, because I'm a curvy girl. So I'm like, I really appreciate
that hourglass figure.
I was going to say, whatever
Us and
you
Marilyn
want.
Monroe.
Yes. I was going to say, I'll go with it. I'll agree with you.
Okay, I got to tell my story because I'm kind of in a goofy mood today.
It's really fun when she's in a goofy mood.
Well, it was Holy Humor Sunday at church.
Was.
So, that just started the whole thing off. But okay, when I was a young girl, 19 years old, in college, I was taking a tailoring class. And we were working on bust dart placement. And I remember Dr. Romehild was her name. And she was explaining, how you do bust darts and whatever. And she said, when you get older, everything just sags, bags, and drags. And at 19, that was
thought that was hilarious.
It was so funny.
Is it still funny?
It's not funny anymore. Now I know what she's talking about. Oh my gosh.
That is a funny story.
I'll never forget that. So, yes. So we use little aids to help where we can.
Yep.
Oh, well.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, I am loving this yarn. I love the texture. I love the pattern, the texture in the pattern. It's really simple to knit. You started with the back in short rows. The construction was really fun because you did your short rows right away. And then, did some picking up and created the shoulders. And so it was fun to do because it was just a little bit different than I've done before. And I really, really enjoyed doing that.
Yep. I love how the texture of the yarn
Yeah.
really brings out the pattern.
It really does. It's so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I didn't get it done this week.
Yeah.
I might
That's
need a couple
okay.
more weeks to finish this, but that's
Mhm.
okay. That's okay. It's a fun knit. I really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and that's all I've been working on.
Mm-hmm. I have a future whip that I will be
Yeah.
casting
Let's
on.
see. We had a fun day
We
yesterday.
had an acquisition yesterday.
Yeah.
So yesterday we did 2 shops in the Shop Hop,
Minnesota yarn
Shop Hop.
hop fiber
And
shop hop.
yes,
Yeah.
we went to Darn Knit Anyway, which is our local shop in Stillwater, Minnesota. And I had a project and I had a mission in mind. I am going to be casting on DK Vanilla Socks by Crazy Sock Lady. And I know exactly who I'm going to do this for. My dear friend, Sarah, who's known me since I was about 5 years old. I wanted to knit her something special. And I asked her, I really want to knit you something. What would you like? And when I've asked people, I would love to knit something for you. Usually like, oh, whatever you want. Sarah, purple socks. Way to go. I'm like, you know what? You just made it so easy. This is going to be so like, all right, let's do this. So we went to Darn Knit and it was between 2 different colorways. Same brand of yarn, Wonderland Yarns. And it was between this and another kind of purplish, a deeper purple. And I had texted Sarah a picture. I said, which one of the 2? And she chose the colorway Mulberry, which is funny that you said earlier in this cast, like, oh, this is kind of like a mulberry color. I'm like, well, ironically, this is the colorway.
Yeah, they really do.
They really do.
Yep.
So Sarah was awesome too. And when she said purple socks, she's like, okay, and I'm hoping it's okay if I be specific. I don't know if I would like a solid purple. I think I would kind of like a variety in my yarn, if that's okay. And I'm like, mission accomplished with this. So I've knit 1 pair of socks, but they were shorties. They were ear slipperoos, and I love them. The DK Vanilla socks are more of a crew sock. So I am really excited to cast these on. I found that pattern on Ravelry, and I wanted to work with the needles that I had already. So I already had the size 3 9-inch circulars, and I already had double points. And you know, when I did the slipperoos, that was in DK, and I felt really comfortable with that too. So I'm like, you know what, this is just like a match made in heaven. So I'll be casting those on very soon.
Yeah. It's very pretty yarn.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah.
Huge fan.
Yep. Good. Well, that's all the projects.
Yeah.
But we do have, just a reminder that we do have a little make-along going all year this year, and it's called Dash the Stash. I guess, no, that wasn't about that. Never mind. I'm not really seeing any project that was stashed.
I know, I failed on that. I was just thinking, I'm like, I need to use, because I do have a couple of things in my stash that I could use. I know I talked to you about kind of what I'm thinking about working on future-wise, like in tandem with the socks. Because I'll have that hat done, and then that was my dash.
I guess
the
I need
stash
to get
mission.
back to some stashed yarn and knit. But we do have this in our Ravelry group, Chit Chat Knits Ravelry group. The make along this year is called Dash the Stash, and it's just to make something with what you have had stashed previous to this year. And I think we had 402 posts in there. Now, you know, some is chatter, but so that's not all finished projects. But anyway, I did pick a winner for the first quarter, and that winner is the post was number 173, and it's Carnesi. I think that's how you say it. It's Leslie. Karnesee. And Leslie's been with us all along. And her project, I have a picture of it. It was a blanket she made, and she said, beautiful, beautiful blanket.
Yep, baby blanket, I think.
Baby blanket, yeah, just beautiful. You know, that'll use up some stash. But she said that yarn was 4 to 5 years old. So yay!
Wow.
Congratulations.
Good
So
job.
Leslie, would you just send me a message, Chit Chat Knits Ravelry, with the name of a Ravelry pattern you would like, any Ravelry pattern, you know, around up to $10, whatever. And then if there's any Chit Chat Knit pattern you would like, I'd be sure to add that to your library as well. So congratulations. Leslie.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And we're going to keep going all year. And when we draw, it goes all the way back to the beginning. So just keep adding those projects in there. And I'm speaking to the choir because I am behind on several projects, getting them into my Ravelry, but I will do that.
Yeah, I'm better at getting them into our lovely Summer Day crochet books from Mackenzie than I am Ravelry. Yeah, but I'll get there. I will get there.
Yep, yep. I have some coloring to catch up on my book too this week.
Yep.
I do really enjoy that. That, you know, whether you use, you know, electronic or a physical book or whatever, it is kind of nice to look back and see what you've done.
It is kind of crazy because a year ago, like almost to this day, I finished my very first project, and I think I've done, almost 20 projects since then.
Yeah, isn't
which
that
blows
exciting?
my
Way
mind.
to go! Congratulations.
Oh, yeah,
That
not
is
all
so
of them were
great.
big, but
Yeah,
you know,
but you know what? A project is a project, and you can feel good about that.
Learned a lot, you know,
Yeah.
and continue to learn. I love it.
That's the thing we do. We're always learning and growing, and that's the exciting part.
Yeah, and it's fun to gain that confidence, and you know, it's still fun to laugh when you're humbled too. Yep. One time this week, I was knitting past 9:30 p.m. and I swear my brain does not function very well after 8 p.m. So I should have known better, but right then I made a mistake that I should have been easily able to fix. But you know what? We had a practice for music that very night and I was driving. So I had my project bag with me and I'm like, is there any way you can just like help me with this? I could tell you exactly what I did.
So easy. It's nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing.
But it's always wonderful to learn and to see that growth too. You look back and you're like, oh, I did knit that, didn't I?
Right. It's good. It's good to always learn and grow. All right. Well, the plan is that we'll be back in 2 weeks, and I am going to Madison's, bringing my sweater, so hopefully we can get some pictures.
Yes.
Grammy and Ori, and we'll show you pictures in our matching sweaters on the next episode.
Yeah. Comment below, what is your favorite thing about spring? We would love to give away a Sandy bag.
Yes.
But we are in the States, and with shipping being kind of expensive and kind of, you know, just a lot, we're going to ask if it's in the States.
Yeah. We just have to.
Yeah.
I've also, I've heard people say that they've shipped and people haven't gotten it.
Yep.
So we don't want that to happen. So we're just going to keep it local for now.
For now. But we love all of you in the States, out of the States, anywhere you are. We really, really do appreciate you stopping by.
Yes. Thanks again. And until next time,
happy knitting.